Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, whichever part or time zone you are on this planet right now. Welcome to my channel. I am Nelson. You're watching Nature Now. And if you're new, welcome aboard. Please hit that subscribe button, share, like, because that always helps this channel grow more and more. And you guys have been doing a great job at it. And I always thank you. And I'm never going to get tired of thanking you because that's the driving force behind this channel. You know, when I see it grow, it motivates me to do more because, you know, it's a lot of work to put these videos out, especially when it comes to editing. So if I see it growing and I see that you guys are, you know, in the chat room and leaving great comments and getting very involved, that's motivation enough for me to keep going. So that's why I always say, you know, make sure you subscribe and share. With that said, today I'm bringing you my favorite of all time, What's in Bloom. Now, What's in Bloom, the reason I love it, first of all, it's one of the first things I started doing when I started this channel, but I get to share what I'm growing in my greenhouse with you guys. And I think part of being an orchid collector is when we share it with our friends. And I consider you guys my friends, you know, so the fact that I get to share this with you, it's such a great bonus, you know, to do these episodes. And also I get to show my greenhouse and all the upgrades and everything new, plus the things that I brought in from a haul. So today I'm going to show you a haul that's all over the place because there's several places that we've been to. I went to Motes recently to do the pre-show and the show for the open house. I got something from there that I brought back that's beautiful. I can't wait to share it with you. I have pre-recorded videos because some of the flowers don't last long, like the dendrobiums. Oh, there's a plane. Hold on. Gotta let them know where to land. We're close to an airport. Plus we have the Air Force Base right near. So there's a lot of air activity here all the time. So anyways, I'm going to bring you into my little world right now of plants. I hope for you newbies that you learn something new. I try to make it as educational as possible. As you can see, I'm wearing my gardening gear today. My hat that was given to me by, oh, this could be part of a haul. This was gifted to me by Bart Motes. They actually sell these at the, it's for the new rare plant sale. They're going to be selling these at the location of the show, and they were selling it at the open house. And this comes from Wendy. Isn't it beautiful? From Glass House Creations. She does some of the shows. She's a good friend of ours. You've probably seen her in my past videos. And I love this shirt because it totally describes me. I'm always doing something back here. So anyways, I'm really chatty. That's because I just had coffee. Let's go look at some blooms. All right, guys, the next door neighbor's dog was barking up a storm. So I'm hoping that I had music playing back here, so he kind of calmed down when you put music. So I'm hoping that we can get through this without him barking. Now, I am going to start right here. We normally start outside of the terrace, but we're going to start it here because I have to just start you guys with a bang. Because there is so much in the greenhouse that's in bloom. I mean, you guys can see it from here. And mostly it's smaller flowers and all my paths. But you know what? Let's see. Let's start with this one. It's right there. I can't hide it from you guys. Check out this beautiful, beautiful epidendrum. Now, let me look at the tag because I always pronounce it incorrectly. Stamfordianum, I think is how you say it. Yes, stam with an M. I say Stan, like Stanley, Fordianum. So it's Stamfordianum. This is a species. You guys know I've been after this one since the Fort Lauderdale Orchid Society show. And I got this at RF, a very unexpected purchase because it wasn't for me. I was going for Terry. I had a little bit of time because I had to go to a party that day in the afternoon. So I told you know what? I still have a little bit of time. I went with her, and we fell in love. They had so many beautiful ones, and this one just stood out to me. It had so many spikes. Now I did film it right when I got it. So, but the flowers, I don't see much of a difference. They are getting a little bit darker because they hold on, let me see, because they are tiny. And there we go. They do get darker as they get older. So I think they're starting to age. a little bit, but they're still beautiful. And I just had to splurge and get one of these. You know, it was just so beautiful. Look at that. And it's aged and established well. So I know it'll be hardier. Because sometimes when you get something too tiny, it just, sometimes it makes it, sometimes it doesn't. But he had some really good ones at RF. They range from $40 to about, something like this is about $100. Maybe a little bit more, depending on how many inflorescence it has. The price goes up. The more inflorescence, the more you pay. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inflorescence. So something like this, you can probably end up paying around $100. And look at the health on those leaves. So yeah, I wanted to start you with a bang because this one is just such a gorgeous plant. And I've captured it at night, I've captured it in the daytime, just to see the different angles before the blooms die off. And according to some people, is every year they bloom a little bit more. Now, right to my right here, it's just starting to open. Look at all those buds. And I was giving enough time for it to start opening because I really wanted to show you guys this dendrobium, formerly known as aggregatum and now known as Lindleyi, I think is how you say it. Oh no, there he goes. I've had trouble learning this one. Lindleyi, I think is how you say it. Such a beauty. It's really early in the morning. You can hear the roosters. So this one, it's in full bloom. By the time I release this video, if it's in full bloom, I will insert it here in on this film so you guys can take a look at it in full bloom. But it really is a beautiful. I got this at Krull-Smith last year. So this is technically the first time it blooms for me. When I bought it, it was already blooming, but it only had like one. It didn't have this many. So you see, guys, here's a fine example of once they start blooming, they could just start kicking a lot of spikes out and giving you a massive bouquet. You know, I was gonna save, maybe I should. I don't want to show you this just yet. Let's go to the Mount Toro Paphiopedilum because there is a lot to show you guys. It's gonna be for sure a 1-hour show. I'm gonna try to be strategic. Look at the flower on this. This is one of my favorite Paphiopedilums out there. I got this years ago from Lady Vanda. Oh, come on, don't start. And little did I know I was gonna have a green thumb for Paphiopedilums. Now this one in particular got, excuse me, got these tips burned. And Mr. Frank Smith from Krull-Smith was here at my greenhouse and he saw this and he said, when was the last time you fed this? And I said, this was last year in spring. And I think it was already end of May. And I said, oh, around end of April, I'm about to feed it again. He goes, stop feeding it. Paphiopedilums, after spring is over, you shouldn't feed them because all the salt goes to the ends of the leaves and it burns them. I was like, so that's what it is. Thank God he told me soon enough because it didn't happen to any of my other ones. You know, only the Mount Toro. But still, you know, it hurt a little bit because I end up cutting the ends. But it really damages the tips of your paths. But it doesn't do anything to the flower, actually. The flower is perfectly fine. Is that not gorgeous? I love these little curlicue things. Look at that. And I know that some of you guys have complained, you know, I don't have the tag for this, but I know it's a Mount Toro. I'll just put it on the bottom if I didn't already do so. Some of you have complained that I don't show enough paths, but it's just, you know, I have to wait for them to bloom. And look, if you're really excited about paths, I have 1, 2, 3. This is an absolutely beautiful or Paphiopedilum. This one comes from Brethren's. And I bought this for $100 at one of the Redland shows like a year and a half ago. I can't wait to see this, because when I had this at hand, it had only one spike, and everyone that I came across, I have my little cart that saw this, wanted one, but there was only one. It is definitely an award deserving flower. And then I have this one, which is my Hey Jerry. That's literally how it's called. And it gave me, for the first time, 2 beautiful spikes. And I'm training them pretty nice so that way they bloom well. And then this monster here, this one's gonna be a really big show. This one is from Krull-Smith. There's the name. It has 2 tags. This is I go by this one because this is the one Krull-Smith does. And sometimes they win awards or things like that, so they have to put the 2 tags. But this one's called, known as a Black Magic, or a cross with a Black Magic, and it is so beautiful. So I'm excited about what's coming along the pike with orchids. Now, I have shown this in the past too, What's in Bloom, but I need to show it again. This is the La Malata from Krull-Smith, and it is still blooming, guys. And now it's a deep yellow, or a deeper yellow than it was when it first opened. It is absolutely beautiful. So I needed to share this with you guys, because if you like an orchid to bloom for a long time, this is definitely one of them. This one lasts months. And so does this one. Anything with La Malata will last months. This one's already on its way out. This is from J&J. I'll just quickly show you the tag, because I've covered this a couple of times already. And I want to go back here to the dendrobiums. Now these, to look at this, it doesn't really say much. Now here, I'll give you the name, and then I'm going to inset Amethystoglossum. Dendrobium Amethystoglossum. It's Gesundheit. So this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful dendrobium. The problem is the flowers don't last long on these type of dendrobiums. I've noticed they last maybe 2 weeks max. And so what I've been doing is, taking these videos that I can inset for you guys so you don't miss out on those blooms, because they really are absolutely gorgeous blooms. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous plant, and it has such beautiful, dainty flowers that look like little fireworks with that pink in the labellum and just a soft white. It is really an absolutely beautiful orchid. And yes, this also comes from Krull-Smith. And I do have for you newbies, I have orchids from a lot of different places. It's just that this season around in April, I tend to have a lot of Krull-Smith, because this is when I go to the big shows and I come back with a big haul. And so every year on time, you're going to see these puppies bloom. Now let's move right to the left here and acknowledge this gorgeous flower. This dendrobium comes from all the way from Hawaii. And let me tell you, this one did not disappoint this year. Look at this. I'm trying my light. Oh, there we go. It's because I didn't have it on. Because I have a new light, by the way. I did buy new equipment and new batteries. But I do know that when you use the light too long, all the way intensity, it will shut off as a protector, I guess. So you have to shut it off and on. So anyways, this beauty here, it's called a Dendrobium Midnight. Now I tagged it myself. All right. So anyways, these were sent to me by S&W, and look how big this Dendrobium is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, there's another one landing in the back of my yard. We're having high traffic today. Ever since we cleaned our yard yesterday, the landscaper skipped a week, and oh my God, this place was a haunted house. There was leaves everywhere. So this is a heavy, heavy bloomer. As you can see, it has spikes everywhere. That's back here. These are the older spikes, and so are those back here. So the newer ones are way more saturated. But look how pretty. All right, let me see if I can go back here and show you guys this, because I'm leaving the big pa-da-pa-pa for the end. Something I was not expecting, by the way. Look at these beautiful Nun's, I think they're called Nun's Cap Orchid or Nun's Orchid. I think either way is correct. And it got its name for the obvious. And back in the day, in the 1950s and 40s, and before that, I believe that the nuns wore these caps that were this type of shape. And so it looks like the nuns would walk with their heads pointed down. So you would see the caps like this. And a famous TV show came out called The Flying Nun. And she wore one of those caps, and the cap would lift her up and she would fly. With Sally Fields. A little bit of classic movie trivia for you. So these, every year, they do give me a spectacular show. They show so, and their fragrance is just amazing. Let me see if they should be smelling right now. No, it's too early. Probably later on in the afternoon. But it's a beautiful flower. Has great tones. I love the back is as beautiful as the front, and it releases it's a ground orchid. It's not a hanging orchid or mounted orchid. And the leaves now, once it it's gonna keep doing that. Once the flowers all come out, it uses so much energy that I do lose some leaves, but then new ones come out and it just replenishes the whole plant. But look at that, how beautiful. I love it. Now I'm gonna go through here. This was a gift from a viewer, and for the love of God, I do not remember who the viewer's name is. I know it's a lady who sent it to me, and I've looked for the email high and low, and I can't find it anywhere. She gifted me this, and it was from her mother, and I don't know if it was that her mother passed away or they moved her to an ALF. I don't remember the story. I remember it was something to do with her home. And this she had, I think, on a tree or in a basket, and she divided it and sent me the bigger piece and kept the smaller piece. And for the first time, it's given me flowers, and I really would love that person to reach out to me because I can't remember who it was, and I'm so sorry. It hardly ever happens to me. I usually remember, but I get so many emails now that they get lost in the world of social media, electronics, whatever. What is it called? A cloud. You know, with the light, it does focus on better. Oh, here we go. So look what a cool flower that is. It's not fragrant. I'll put the name underneath. I'm drawing a blank right now. I think it's called a Anton or Alon or something like that. Just really cool flower. And it's a big spike too, for being a first-time bloomer here. And the plant itself has gotten so beautiful. And I don't know if you guys noticed something. Do you notice my leaves are not as white as they used to be? I've been using Camper's filter. It is a good alternative to a massive filter for well water, but you know, the bigger filters are way better. But this helps, you know, it cleans out your leaves a little bit. Now this is the Motes Orchids. A lot of you guys have been seeing this lately on my channel because everywhere we go they have them. This is their season. It is a gorgeous, it comes from Motes. It's a cross that they created. Oh my God, the dogs, my other neighbors are going crazy. They're hound dogs. So anyways, this Vanda in particular, I don't think I have the tag around it. I'll have to put it underneath. Will turn color. See, if you see right here, this is just from getting a little bit of sun from here. So it will turn red on you. It's like a tan, but it doesn't kill the Vanda. If you keep it in a dimmer light, it will still produce flowers, but it will be a lot greener. And in my home visit that I did over at Vivian, I realized that she had it in a much dimmer spot and it was much greener than mine. It's so pretty. I love these. And I got this years ago with Lads, and it was a lot smaller. It was probably one piece like this. which is now this piece in the new growth. So it's doing very well. All right, guys, let's go now to my gift from Bart Motes, which is this beauty right here. Now, I did take a video of this. I'm going to insert it because I think it looked a lot better with the lighting. But this flower drove me nuts when I saw it. And he saw it in my eyes. So when I was leaving, he says, wait, come here. You really were drawn to this. And he says, I want to gift you this. Look how, what a cool name. I believe it has both his mother and his wife's name. Karina Motes, that's the name of the Vanda. And it has Vanda Violetta, which we have, and smells delicious, and Vanda Mary Motes. So it's a beautiful cross. You know, the ladies in his life, Bart Motes lady. So it's a very special orchid, I'm sure, for him. I love it. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. Thank you, Bart. And you know, one of the things I noticed right away, the previous blooms. Look how many spikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spikes, plus this one 6. So with such a small Vanda and giving you so many spikes, you know that this is just one of those that constantly gives. As it grows, it'll give spikes. And what I love about a lot of Motes orchids, if you look around, my Motes orchids, they're small, you know, they don't really get that big. There's one right there. I know there's plenty. Oh, there's another one here. You see, they don't get really big. Now here, this is from Mr. Ben from, let me see if the light works now here. From Ben from Ban Young. It's not. There we go. And it's just starting to open. It's a Mimi Palmer. So it's really, really, really small right now. But I just wanted to share it with you because I believe it's going to have beautiful, beautiful spikes, blooms. So this is a Mimi Palmer that I won when we were doing the excursion of the, what do you call, the Miami Beach Orchid Society tour down here in Homestead. Now, that over there, it's worthy of talking about, and I'll put a video or a photo of it. This was gifted to me by Miss Teresita for my anniversary. Let me see. And this is the name, because I'm not going to try to. Wang Jiho. Paphaleonopsis hybrids. So it's Wang Yi Ho. All right. So anyways, this beauty gives the most incredible flower. And I went crazy when I saw it over there. And Bernard from BL Orchids over at Fairchild was like, he's like in awe. He's like, but you guys have seen this so many times. And I go, I know that I've probably seen it, but never in bloom. And when I saw it in bloom, what a beautiful, beautiful flower. So that was a great gift from Miss Teresita. Thank you, Teresita. She really surprised me. She caught me completely by surprise. Now, these Reds beauties that I've kept, Reds beauties, wow, no. My English, no. What is it? No, very good looking. All right, let me move this one here. There we go. So they don't crash against each other. Now, this one was a gift from Maria. When I went to do the home visit with her, she gifted me this. And I fell in love with it. She came here to give it to me as a home, how do they call it? A housewarming gift. She came to visit me and she gave me this gorgeous, gorgeous flower. And now this one, I don't have, oh yeah, I do have the name. What am I talking about? It's a fa. And then right next to it, it's a gorgeous flower as well from Banyong that I learned about through Blanca. Blanca was talking about this and I was like, oh my God, I have to have one because it has the fragrance of Hawaiian punch. And this is the Tabavat. This is what they call, I don't know if it has, oh yeah, right here, Escasenda Tababot. So let me see anything else here that I need to show. It's a lot of blooms. Now this one also had amazing blooms. This is the I always say it wrong. Oh, it doesn't say it here like that. Jirac bushy, I guess they're just calling it. Dendrobium hybrids, Jirac bushy. This came, I believe, from Krull-Smith. I think. I'm not sure. If not, it came from Pam. Because when I see these little wire things here like this, sometimes I think those are from Krull-Smith, but I may be confusing. But either way, it is a gorgeous plant. For the first time, it bloomed for me. I bought it blooming, but I bought it blooming, but it died off quickly afterwards because these flowers don't last long. So I ended up getting a full bushel of flowers. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 or 6. Yeah, 5 or 6. Yeah, because it was more in the back. So around, I would say like safely 5 spikes. And it really lit up my greenhouse. I was so happy. So I'm glad that I was able to pre-record this before the flowers would die, because I had no idea that they were gonna die off so quickly. Now, right next to it, we have the beautiful and famous Miss Sherry Abe. This is Dendrobium Sherry Abe. It is a gorgeous flower. It's always better with the light. We'll keep it on until it lasts. I think it's the battery. I haven't charged the batteries, and I did do a lot of shows this weekend. So honestly, I think it's because they need to be charged. So anyways, this is the beautiful Cherry Abe. Or wait a minute, Sherry Abe. I'm sorry, I learned that from Lee. Oh no! From Lee's Orchids in Lee's Orchids in Hawaii. There's a Lee's Orchids and Things. But anyways, this one doesn't come from him. That one does. It's the same, but with a different cane. But this one, I think I got this from Vicky at Fairchild. Because she told me one day, you always look at that and you like it, but you never take it with you. Go ahead and take it. Just take it with you, and that way you'll have it. And so I finally took this one, and it's grown really well. And it's giving me all these spikes this season. Normally it would give me like 1 spike, but this time it wanted to be flashy, and it says I'm going to give you 3 spikes so I can be in What's in Bloom. It's such a pretty flower. This is one of those that it's not expensive, and you need it in your collection, especially if you like dendrobiums, because they do really well. They bloom a lot. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. And it's a pretty big flower. Now, I don't think I have anything else around here. Oh, wait. Hello. My Liam Singh, which is my pride and joy, because these are so hard to find now. You can't find these anywhere. These are very difficult to find. And it is a proliferous. How do you say that? Proliferous? We're trying to learn it this weekend. Let's just say it blooms a lot. And it has a beautiful color, that pink and yellow together. It is absolutely perfect. I love those 2 tones together, and you don't get to see them as much, especially this type of saturation and glow to the color. You know, it really makes that flower stand out above most flowers. And that's what it is, Vanda Castylis Liam Singh. And these, I've said this story many times before, but for you newbies, the house that cultivated these or grew these apparently had a catastrophe. I think it was a storm or a burn down or something like that. And now we have to wait at least 4 to 5 years before the seedlings are mature enough to go on sale. So if you find these out there, there may just be a sample. Vendors are not going to sell that. They know what they have. But if there's one out there that's willing to sell it, break their hands, as we say in Spanish. It sounds horrible in English. Pártale brazo. Anyways, this is my Bangkok Sunset. And this beauty comes from Lady Vanda. Here's it. Oh, sorry. Here's your name. And this is one of the first that I got from Lady Vanda together with the Mount Toro Paphiopedilum. And I love this flower. It's another one that just blooms constantly every year without skipping a beat. It gives you these gorgeous, gorgeous fluorescent flowers. I love them. Yay! See, I have to wait a little while. It is the battery. So the battery has lost a lot of its energy. And today's the only day I can do this, guys. I've been trying to do this for a while, and it's been so difficult because I've had so many other videos to do. Now, this one I got at Krull-Smith recently at the show, the Apopka show. And this is a Dendrobium Spring Dream. And you guys probably saw this already at the shows. And I think the home visit that I did, they had something very similar to this. But it's a beautiful, beautiful flower. It has so much texture for being a white flower. And then as they open, the younger ones have these little cerulean pinkish tones, but then they kind of disappear. You see? I just noticed that now. So they do become completely white. That's really pretty. I just noticed that. Now I love it even more. And this was one of the only things I actually bought over at the wonderful show, the Apopka show. See what happens when you go to so many shows at once. So I'm going to show you the Big Bang now because I have more things to show you, but I just have to show you. Do you guys know what this is? I'm just going to show you the leaves. This is going to blow your mind because I never thought I would actually get something like this. Do you guys remember at the Fairchild Gardens what I really wanted to get? It's been on my list, and I said maybe someday the right one will come along. I'm just going to show you the flower real quick. Yes, it's a Smiley. I finally got the Dendrobium Smiley. Look at that gorgeous flower. I wanted this so bad, especially because it's one of the few that the labellum, the throat, is green. It's not black. And you guys know how I feel about green. So I went to RF with Roxy and her mama, Yaya, we call her. Because she needed to get an Epidendrum stamfordianum. One day it'll just roll right out my tongue. And they had these hanging, and I could not believe the size of these Dendrobium Smiley. Like, I've never seen them this size. And the ones that I've seen half this size are just crazy, crazy expensive. So when I saw this, they had a couple of them hanging. I batted my eyes at Michael, co-owner of RF, and I told him how much I've been wanting one of these. And I just had to take it, and I took it. I was like, you know what? It's now or never. And I know that I'm not spending a lot of money because I'm going to Apopka, but where else am I going to find something this size with that many buttons and still growing? And I love that it was plug and play. I did play it around with the canes to put them out so the buttons, because they were all inside, they could grow outwards, so that way you can see them like this one. But pretty much I left it like that. Now I'll put the price underneath of what, they're charging for them. But it's just what a beauty to have in your collection. Let me step back here. I was wondering if you guys had already seen it because it was kind of hard to hide, but look at that. It's taller than me. We measured it over at RF, and Michael said it's actually taller than you. So it's more than 6 feet long. So if you guys want these, I don't think you're going to find these anywhere. I've never seen them, and I travel to a lot of orchid shows. I've never seen anything quite this big. Here's the tag. There's their information in case you guys want to reach out to them. It is a species and it's one of the hard ones to get, especially this size. So this just completed my weekend. It made my weekend between the Motes visit and this. It just completed my weekend. Now this is something I'm looking forward to show you guys. It has 2 spikes. For those of you that know, you know. You guys can Google that and check out the flower. It is absolutely beautiful. Stolbenicofia robusta. Now let's go back here and let me show you a sneak peek of who's starting to open. My Knifer's Quest with Little Sweet Scent. She is starting to show her beauty. Is this not incredible, guys? I told you this episode was going to be loaded with jaw-dropping moments. This spring has like really sprung, because now we don't have the heavy cold weathers, but we still have cold snaps at night in the 60s, so it's encouraging more blooms. Now this one, I'm really surprised it's doing like this, because when the cold snap came that it went down to the low 40s and it stayed like that for a week, this thing just completely went yellow. So it didn't give it the time to process the way it normally yellows. It just went boom and everything went yellow, and I'm going, oh, I'm not going to get flowers this year. I lost all the canes. But then all of a sudden I started seeing the buds come out, and with the buds I'm getting all the new keikis, which is how it should be for next year. So as you get more keikis, and I'm seeing more and more in there, that represents what next year will be like. So every year it's been giving me like between 10, 11 canes. I think I counted 12 canes already. So next year may be even more floriferous than this year. This year it did take a beating with the cold, but still, look at all that. That is really, really nice. All the way to the back. And the fragrance, the little sweet scent fragrance of raspberry. Ooh, baby. This is definitely one to keep. If you guys want these, they still have them for sale. You can order them through Instagram at S&W Orchids. The prices are really, really good. And these are very unique crosses that they have over there. And these hono types of orchids or anosmums, they tend to be very strong when they're grown the right way, the way that Jeremy grows them. They tend to bloom a lot, is what I was trying to get to. They tend to give you a lot of buds. So it's, to me, it's one of a love-hate relationship, because once it drops the leaves, it's really ugly. It's just a bunch of canes. But once it starts, opening up completely, it becomes a masterpiece. It's like an art piece made by God. All right, guys, so I think we're pretty much done here. We have this gorgeous oncidium that just keeps pushing out more and more beautiful flowers. I love these. And we get jaded because we see them so much, but we shouldn't, because they are good, beautiful flowers. Now this here, this is the first time blooming. I have to show you guys. This is another Lindleyi, just like the one I showed you in the beginning, but I've had this now for almost 5 years. And this is the first time it blooms. And I got it at a closeout sale at a place called Carib Nurseries. Those who know, because they were a landmark here of orchids and they retired. But I bought this and I almost gave it to Terry. I would have been so angry this year. I almost gave it to her. I even told her, I'm going to give it to you and see if you have any luck with it, because the leaves look good. And then I got this one who's a miniature of it, but that one also has never given me. So now that I see that, I'm going to definitely wait for the other. I have a couple of catasetums giving me lots of new growth. That's promising when I see that. All right, here, I've shown all these in my previous What's in Bloom, so I'm not going to waste time on that, but I haven't shown you, I think, this in full bloom. This was a gift last year for my anniversary from Terry. Terry always gives me some really cool anniversary gifts as far as plants go because they're so unique. They're not like your everyday orchid. And I appreciate that because, you know, when you have as many orchids as I do, you start repeating them over and over. And I've been a witness. I've been guilty of that because, you know, it's funny. I'm going to jury duty tomorrow. So I'm on jury duty mode. But anyways, she gives me stuff that you don't really see often. And this one is just so cute. And it smells so good at night. Oh my God, it has such a sweet fragrance like the Brasavola nodosa. I really, really love this flower. And it gave me 3 spikes. Look, 3 little spikes. Just a gorgeous plant all around. And I put it in this perfect pot from Josh from the Orchid Den. And it looks so pretty there. Look at that. That is like the most perfect pot for it. Let me see, what else do I have? You know, let me show you this one, even though it curved on me, but it is a gorgeous flower. Look at this dendrobium, how curly it is. Now, I'll give you the name now in a minute. I bought this. Oh my God, where did I buy this? Was this Udeli's? I can't remember now. No, I think this was, maybe it was Udeli's. I don't know. I don't remember now. I don't know who it was. Because Udeli's has really cool dendrobiums. And sometimes they don't have the tag, but we find what it is and we write the name. And so she tags everything else by hand. But that is one cool looking flower. And it comes from just that little pot right there. So I just tied it to that and it seems to enjoy it with the other ones. Let me see. Now this, I'm going to put the name under. This is a very cool, I've had this for a while. This was a gift from a viewer that I went to do a home visit. Did you guys know that this is an orchid cross with a cactus? It really is. It is the coolest thing and it requires very little water, just like a cactus. Oh, I just pinched myself. And I use cactus gravel. It is just very, very cool. But I'm looking at this because it doesn't like water. And I think that with the rains, we had some rains. It was right there. And it got a lot of water. So I repotted it, made it, you know, really nice. They were selling these really expensive at the Fairchild show. And this comes from Ophi's, guys. Look at this, how cute. Isn't this like an adorable little cactus? It was a gift from the vendor, Elaine. Look at the little yellow flower. How cute. This one has a red button. And Elaine gifted me this. I hadn't seen her in a while. She was pretty, she was recovering from a surgery, and it was pretty tough. You know, she went through a lot, and to see her back in action and selling and looking so good was a great moment. And she gifted me this while we were there. And then this I picked up at Fairchild Gardens over at Creative Gardens that I've purchased from them before. I also did a visit to their stores here. If you haven't seen it, it's a super cool video. They have the coolest stuff for gardens. But you know, I gravitate towards these hairy cactus. They look like characters and I love them, and they're soft. You know, of course I wouldn't go grabbing it, but it's just soft material that just, it's so cool being from a cactus. So I had to get this. So that's one of the only, I think that's the only thing I really bought at Fairchild that I could remember right now, because the other thing was a gift from Miss Teresita. We have more spikes here. For the first time, this is spiking on my tamarind sculpture. And this is tamarind wood. This wood, according to some people, that I'm testing it out. They tell me that this wood will last forever. And it's great for mounting. So I've used it. It's been here now for about a year. And it's doing really good. And like I explained before, these crevices, the roots love it. They love to grab onto that. So they actually establish very quickly. Now here I don't have it. Oh, well, I have this. This is my Knifer's Quest. This is the mix that you saw over there. Look at this, how beautiful. This is also from S&W. And it smells, oh my God, I want to eat that flower. It had more, but it's on its way out. Like I said, a lot of things, you know, I couldn't get to them. This one, I'm going to show you guys a video of it because the flower's already starting to die off and it doesn't look as pretty. But this one gave me a lot of blooms. This was also a gift from a home visit from Miss Mercedes. And she gifted me this on the second to last video that I think I went to her house. And she had this from a mother. She has like 3 or 4 of these that she has separated. That woman has magic in her hands. I don't know how she does it. And she gave me this gorgeous jewel orchid. And this is the second time it gives me these beautiful flowers. They're so sweet looking. They're just tiny, like for a bride's bouquet. All right, guys, let's go inside my work area. It's a mess down here because, you know, by the way, my partner just retired this week, or should I say last week? Because by the time this comes out, it'll be probably a week or 2 from his career. He's going to be here most of the time, so now he's really working on doing things around the yard and start finishing off projects that we started and couldn't finish, like this here that needs to be filled up like that. But this turned out great, and as it's aging, it's really popping out those prints. These are all my Hoyas, doing wonderful. We had a catastrophe here. This whole thing fell. This is really old. I don't even know how it's still standing up, but I have no place where to put him right now. So, and I can't be buying another, shade house at this moment. So anyways, I hear Lewis coming this way. So I have all these tamarind wood pieces. We cut more, and I'm thinking about cutting them in parts, right? Drilling a hole, putting a little, sort of like a little rope or something, and then creating like hanging mounts where you can put Tolumnias and other small orchids that would look beautiful on these. And who knows, maybe I'll do a giveaway because you can't find these anywhere. These are very hard to find unless you have a tamarind tree, and we have a huge one that we're constantly cutting back because it grows very big. Maybe I'll do, I don't know how I would do it because these things are heavy, so the shipping would be expensive. Maybe I would do a local giveaway where if you meet me at the show, you know, I'll have it for you. Let me think about that one, but I think that would be a cute idea because it is unique and different. A Nature tamarind mount. Anyways, this is a pubic calyx from my beautiful Hoyas. I love these Hoyas. Here's the name. I did a pretty good job at finally tagging all my Hoyas. It has another peduncle here ready to open. This is beautiful, and it has that at night it smells a little bit like chocolate. It's a very, very cool flower. It's one of the deepest reds that I see in the Hoya. So anyways, here we have my Phalaenopsis collection. I had it in the greenhouse in the little tent. What do you call it? Quick tent. And I had to move them all here and kind of put them in bigger pots. I haven't moved them from their actual medium, but I did refresh several of them and clean them off. And even just doing that, look how appreciative they are. Let me see if by turning the overhead lights, you get more light. Ish. But this is where I have a lot of my standard phals mixed in with some of my novelty phals. Now the light's not working out. But look at that over there. That's a beautiful Tejas Giant from Krull-Smith. That is the first novelty phal I bought from Krull-Smith many years ago. I wasn't even doing the channel yet. And I remember Julian was standing right behind me. I didn't know he worked there. And I said to Laz, oh, that guy's wearing a very peculiar cologne. And he heard me and he says, nope, you're probably smelling this. And as soon as I went over to the wall of these, I was like, yep, that's exactly what it is. I go, you know, it has a very, I don't know if I love it or hate it, but it's a very unique fragrance. And it almost smells like a man's strong cologne. So I took it. And it almost died on me. I didn't know how to care for it. And then finally I put it on lava rock, and it's doing pretty good. Some of them do great on lava rock. Some of them do better on sphagnum moss, but that one seems to do really good on lava rock. And so this one here, this one likes to be on sphagnum. The tetraspis. This comes from Wilson Orchids. Isn't that a beautiful little flower? It looks like a domino. Let me see, there's more here. They're so adorable. And what I love is that they have these, I always forget this word. It's not inflorescent. It's, oh my God, is it with an S? Where the flower continues. I don't know why I forget that word. And I use it a lot. I shouldn't forget it. But, you know, some words for me, like I said, guys, for those of you that don't know, I went 15 years in therapy. My ADD and OCD is not, you know, like a metaphoric thing. It actually was diagnosed as such. And through like healthy eating and all that, I was able to get rid of all the pills, and I functioned perfectly without any pills. Now, do I have challenges? Yes, those are the challenges. I forget certain names. I could repeat it over and over and I won't remember it. It just, my brain doesn't work that way. So when you guys see that I don't learn a name, it's not that I don't want to. I actually try harder than most people because I have to in order to remember it. It's because of that. It's just certain words and numbers. I just cannot keep them locked into my brain. But anyways, what I was trying to say is this has a spike that will continuously push out flowers the same as that one and the same as this one. I keep thinking it's inflorescent. Maybe I am right. I can't remember now. Which it continues spike up. Blooming. And a lot of people make the mistake that they cut it and then they have to wait a long time. Now this is the one from Krull-Smith, that deep red. I got this at the last Tamiami show, and I know they have more of these. They had a big batch of this. So if you guys are going to the international show, the Amazing Thailand show that's happening, well, it's this weekend. I don't know if this video will be out by then. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be out by then, because I will be filming the pre-show on Thursday, so I might not be able to put this. I still have several videos to put out. I have 2 more videos, with this one 3 to put out, and I don't think it's going to make it before the Amazing Thailand show. But anyways, oh, I forgot this. This comes from Pam. Speaking of Amazing Thailand show, who is the person responsible for that show. I got this from her at the last visit that I did in Apopka, and look how cute. It gave me 5 little flowers. Well, 4 and 1 on the way. It's so dry out today. The humidity is very low. My throat feels very, very dry. And then here's a standard next to a novelty file. Some people are like, how dare you put a standard next to a novelty? Well, I did, and I'm owning it. That one over there is really cute. Let me see if I can get to it. It's gotten a little bit congested in here, but it's way better than it was before. I couldn't even walk here. This comes from Brethren. Look how cute that is. Mak Choiju. And it comes from Brethren. Now I've heard people say gigantea. I say gigantea. I don't know what's correct, honestly. And it comes from my buddies, which their new tags now have how to grow them. It tells you how much light, how much water. So I bought this from them. They had it in one of the Redline shows. I think I paid $100 for this. This was like one of their expensive crosses, and they only had 1. All right, let's get out of here before I knock something out. You know, when you want to do everything you want to do in a ranch, and then you look around, you realize it's not going to get done. There's so much to do all the time. So anyways, I think that's it as far as flowers go. I don't have anything else like on the trees. Everything has fallen. I don't have anything in here. So, you know, that's it. That's all I can show you. I don't have anything else to show. Let's turn this puppy around. All right, guys, we're done with What's in Bloom. Thank you for taking this tour with me. I hope you enjoyed it. It was, for me, a very exciting one because there was a lot of things I wanted to show you that were in bloom that didn't make it, but I was able to record them before this episode, plus my giant smiley, which I'm still blown away. I come at night just to look at it. It's like my little trophy. I'm really happy with it. I'm so glad I can take the time to share it with you guys. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the segment. I hope you stick around for the shows that are coming up, because there's a lot of shows that are coming up this season, and I'm going to be covering most of them. I'm trying to cover most of them. It's gotten very busy at my business. For you guys that don't know, I own a salon in Midtown Miami, Florida, and it's picking up a lot. There's a lot of new buildings being built, a lot of new people moving down. So my business, fortunately, has picked up, but it's been very difficult to manage these two. I mean, doing a channel is like a business, because the editing part takes many hours. Sometimes I can take up to a whole day just editing to put out a video. So it is time consuming. And so you guys are the ones that keep me doing this, because without you guys, this channel would not even exist. It wouldn't even have any energy to continue. So that's why I give you more and more, because the more I give you, it's because you guys are giving me back. Just like you guys that donate, thank you so much for donating to my channel. There's a little button that says super thanks. I know a lot of people have asked me, they say, I don't know how to donate. And I said, there's a button underneath that says thanks. You press that button and then it'll take you down that loop. And then you could just choose from $1 to whatever you want. I think there's a certain cap, and then it has other. I don't know. I think I've been on it once, only just to see how it works. But anyways, to you guys that have been donating every month, thank you, because that really, really, really helps a lot to be able to travel to these spaces, because they're getting far. You know, before it used to be very local and it wasn't that big of a deal, but now I have to travel like 50 miles here, 40 miles there, and it gets, you know, it's those miles become money that you're spending. So when you guys get back, I put it right back on the channel, and that makes me super happy. So thank you guys. I'll thank you over and over and over again, because I really do appreciate it, because I want this channel to continue. I love doing this for you guys. So anyways, next episode, let me see, I'm trying to coordinate this properly so I can tell you the next episode will most likely be Apopka. Maybe that's the next episode, and I can't wait to show you that. That'll be my birthday week. Well, my weekend is the weekend before, but we're celebrating it in Apopka. We'll just pretend it's that weekend. I'm gonna go with all my friends, my YouTubers who do the same type of content that I do. Blanca will be there, Laz will be there, Teresita obviously will be there with me this time. She couldn't go last year, but this year everybody's going. So it's gonna be crazy fun, and I'm bringing you guys along with me. So stay tuned for those two previews that I'm gonna do over in Apopka. Plus, I'll probably cover the show with some of the attendees. So that's it. I'm ending it right here. Thought Lewis was coming. I was gonna bring him on to say goodbye. So anyways, guys, I'm Nelson. You have been watching Nature Chatty Nell. Remember to always, always keep it green. I'll see you in Apopka.